Zack Snyder's Justice League was just released to mass praise from fans of the superhero genre. After a disappointing display in 2017 from Joss Whedon, fans finally got to see the Justice League come together to take down the dark threat of Steppenwolf. This wouldn't, however, be the first time that a director had attempted to bring the dynamic duo to the big screen. Several directors would try over the years to the chagrin of moviegoers, unfortunately failing to deliver. In this video, we'll talk about one of those directors' failed attempts, when George Miller of Mad Max fame attempted to bring the Caped Wonders to the big screen back in 2007. In 2007, it was announced that a Justice League film was in the works and would be written by wife and husband duo Michelle and Kieran Maloney. The film was sort of dead on arrival, with Superman actor Brandon Routh and Dark Knight actor Christian Bale not being planned for roles in the film. Warner Brothers was also less than excited about the project, not wanting to produce a sequel to the abysmal Superman Returns. The Justice League series was expected to be its own thing entirely, separate from both series, which is already a disappointment in itself. During an interview, Christian Bale would state that he thought it was better for the Justice League series to stay out of what he and acclaimed filmmaker at the time, Christopher Nolan, were doing with their Dark Knight trilogy. I can understand this in all honesty, however, because those films were very grounded in reality, and what a Justice League film would have done to the Christopher Nolan Batman universe is kind of a scary thought. George Miller would be signed on to direct the film in September 2007, titling the film Justice League Mortal. The following month, many actors and actresses would audition for roles. It would be George Miller's intent to cast younger roles for the actors, hoping they would grow into their roles in later films. Casting is as follows. DJ Catrono was cast as Superman, Armie Hammer as the new Dark Knight. Jessica Biel almost signed on to play Wonder Woman, however contract negotiations fell through. Other actresses who auditioned for the role of Wonder Woman were Teresa Palmer, Shannon Sossamon, as well as Mary Elizabeth Winstead. However, Megan Gale would ultimately be cast as the titular character. Teresa Palmer would be cast as Talia al Ghul, who would have a Russian accent in this interpretation of the film. Other actors featured in the film were rapper Common, Adam Brody, who would be playing the Flash, as well as Jay Baruchel as the lead villain Maxwell Lord. Some rough casting in all honesty. No offense to Jay, he's a very funny actor, but it seemed like we were doomed from the beginning to get a very dorky main villain in the Justice League movies. Hugh Keys was also rumored to be the Martian Manhunter. Several concept pictures can be found online of the costumes, not really looking all that good in my opinion. The film would have everything they need, from actors, a script, costumes, and set shooting locations. But the film would suffer many setbacks along the way that would lead to the film just being sent into development hell forever, basically. Due to most of the shooting taking place in Australia, the Australian Film Commission would have a say in the casting decision, with several actors in the film being Australian as well. Also, most of the production crew being Australian too. However, according to the Australian Film Commission, it just wasn't Aussie enough for them. The Australian government would deny Warner Brothers a 40% tax rebate as they felt they hadn't hired enough Australians. A very weird situation in my opinion. Australian native George Miller was very frustrated by this, saying that the Australian Film Commission were throwing away a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the Australian film industry, ruining several jobs in the process. Filming would be pushed back, with Warner Brothers confident that the film could still be released by the year 2009. Production would basically never continue after delay would just keep happening. Eventually, The Dark Knight would wrap up its trilogy as the years would come and go, and we'd get films like Man of Steel. It would be many years until we finally got a Justice League film in 2017. While the actors chosen for the roles is suspect at best, you're probably wondering what the story of the film was. The script opens on a funeral in Metropolis for a fallen hero. Every Justice League hero is there in mourning except for Batman. For whatever reason, Batman is spying on the other Justice League members, using a device known as Brother Eye. Martian Manhunter is investigating a crime scene when he finds a seahorse in a jar. The seahorse abruptly sets him aflame as Martian Manhunter runs around setting everything in sight on fire. Off to a pretty rough start here. The Flash is having dinner with his wife when he sees the inferno on the news and rushes off to help. With the help of Wonder Woman, they both find Martian Manhunter still on fire and put him out with a stream of water. Back at Wayne Manor, Bruce is greeted by our villain of the film, Maxwell, Lord aka this guy. Talia al Ghul also appears. Maxwell tells Batman a story about how Talia helped Batman defeat her own father. I don't know when this happened unless they're referring to Batman Begins. That would be pretty weird seeing how Christian Bale isn't Batman in this. Alfred interrupts the tension-filled conversation to inform Batman about the fire caused by Martian Manhunter as he leaves the mansion. Wonder Woman and the Flash have Martian Manhunter submerged in an ornate bathing pool to keep him from bursting into flames. Manhunter tells Superman about the seahorse and says whoever set this up knew the Manhunter's weakness, fire. The Flash returns home being informed by his wife that Wally has come to see him. Wally also has super speed, so there's basically two Flashes in this film. Superman goes underwater to talk to Aquaman about this mysterious seahorse. I still can't believe that a seahorse that causes you to be set on fire is the catalyst of the story. That's absolutely insane to me. Aquaman refuses to help at first, before being convinced, saying he will do it for Wonder Woman. Apparently they're a couple in this. It's revealed that the people responsible for the seahorse attack are no other than our villains of the film, Maxwell Lord and Talia al Ghul. In Gotham, we finally get some action as Batman saves two Gotham City police officers from being tortured by a biker gang. Chasing the biker gang into an abandoned theater, they transform into super soldiers known as OMAC. The OMAC easily defeat Batman, almost killing him, before Maxwell Lord, watching via Brother Eye, orders them to stand down. Back in New York City, John Stewart, aka the Green Lantern, is working in his office. In frustration, he bites down on a pencil studying a green energy construct. Something comes off of the pencil and goes into his mouth. For some reason, this leads to Green Lantern becoming blind. He loses control of the Green Lantern ring and his entire office is destroyed by the energy construct. Back at Wonder Woman's conservatory, Aquaman is stung by a robot mosquito which gives him aquaphobia. He tears off his water hand and throws it aside. This leads to Martian Manhunter using Aquaman's suit of water, which will prevent him from bursting into flames. The heroes meet up at the Fortress of Solitude, where they're joined by a nearly crippled Batman, now wearing high-tech braces. Batman tells the Justice League that he's been spying on them, leading to Wonder Woman punching him in the face. That's when she notices the condition that Bruce is in, as he tells them about his fight with OMAC. Our villains of the movie are going to use Brother Eye as a weapon against the Justice League, and it's all Bruce Wayne's fault. The Flash receives a phone call thinking it's his wife, but since this movie is all kinds of goofy, a nanobot comes out of the phone and goes into his body. This is when some Looney Tunes tomfoolery happens as Flash basically starts spinning through the ground all the way to the other side of the planet before shooting back to his original position. Wonder Woman holds him down with her lasso, preventing him from making a further mockery of the film. Batman leaves the group to look for the ones responsible. He discovered there's a file on Brother Eye's database about him. When he inquires his weakness, Brother Eye responds with love. Batman remembers the night with Talia al Ghul, realizing that when she kissed him, she put a nanoscopic homing device in his mouth that he swallowed. So you're basically telling me that this film that doesn't have Christian Bale in it is going to reference events that happened a very short time ago in The Dark Knight Rises. Now, The Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012 and this film was in production in 2007. I'm pretty sure they gave up on this film shortly after Dark Knight Rises as well. They said in interviews that the Batman in this film was a completely different Batman than the one from the Dark Knight films, even saying that the reason that this film wasn't released was because studios didn't want multiple Batmans running around, which is very foreshadowing and hilarious considering the state of the DCU today. Martian Manhunter uses his telepathy to guide Green Lantern through a surgical procedure, essentially curing all of our heroes of their ailments. Aquaman no longer has aquaphobia. Martian Manhunter no longer bursts into flames, and the Green Lantern has restored his sight. It's funny how this man essentially took down the entire Justice League. Maybe Jesse Eisenberg should learn how to take some notes. While at a restaurant with Wonder Woman eating enough calories to get his strength back, the Flash meets up with Flash 2 Wally West, who has information on our villain of the film. Wally discovered something called the One-Man Army Corps Project. This project dealt with nanotechnology and robotics, but then shifted to mind control. Children were experimented on in order to be turned into psychic warriors, These children were powerful enough to control an army with just their mind. All of the children died except for one, our villain of the film, Maxwell Lord. Flash and Wonder Woman drop their forks and head on off to tell the others. I can't say that this is a film that I'm disappointed wasn't made. I'm sure there would have been good things about the film. Artie Hammer looks like he could have been a good Batman. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen him in any films though. Concept art that shows what the characters look like just all look off in my opinion. It just all comes across as very cheap and cosplay looking. Many people hate on Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and I do think his design and personality is quite laughable, but compared to the real Aquaman, good lord, it's gotta be at least a little better by comparison. Batman follows Talia back to Maxwell Lord's hideout. It's there that Maxwell reveals himself to be the ultimate baddie and orders Brother Eye to initiate Phase 1, turning people all over the world into OMACs. The bikers from early in the film return and begin to attack Batman again. Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, and Green Lantern sense Batman in danger and rush off to help him. Wonder Woman sees the OMACs on the news attacking the Capitol. This is when she rushes off to save Batman as well. Wonder Woman and Superman show up, defeating the OMACs, saving Batman. Maxwell uses his mind control to take over Superman's body, forcing him to attack Wonder Woman. Batman attempts to help Wonder Woman by electrocuting Superman with 2 high-voltage cables. Superman is stunned for a moment but quickly recovers, backhanding Batman through the ceiling. Can you imagine electric cables actually having any effect on Superman nowadays? Superman and Wonder Woman's battle extends all the way into space, with Wonder Woman slamming Superman into the moon. Superman recovers and throws Wonder Woman back to Earth as she crashes into the Hudson River. After a fight between Superman and Aquaman underwater, Wonder Woman lassos Maxwell, demanding him tell her how she can free Superman. Maxwell says that the only way is to kill him. Wonder Woman refuses because Wonder Woman doesn't kill people. Superman returns to put the smackdown on Wonder Woman one more time as the Green Lantern shows up. Green Lantern creates a green clone of Superman as we get Superman vs. Superman. Every time Superman hits his green clone, it grows larger and larger. Eventually it grows so big that it's able to grasp Superman with its giant hand before Superman uses his frost breath to bring the ceiling down, crushing the green clone for good. Green Lantern tries to get through to the evil Clark one more time by morphing into his mother Martha, known as Laura L in this film. However, Superman sees through this and knocks Manhunter out. Superman grabs Wonder Woman, and just as he is about to kill her, Batman breaks Maxwell's neck, freeing the curse of Superman. Maxwell's mind then jumps into a nearby computer, which then merges with Talia al Ghul somehow. It's revealed that through the planet Krypton restaurant, they have infected people with the OMAC virus. The OMAC war is about to commence. Batman attempts to free Talia, however she is killed somehow. Flash and Wally West show up, now in Flash uniform. We then get a heroic death scene of the film, as Maxwell Lord's mind possesses the Flash, turning him into OMAC Ultra. Superman fights OMAC Ultra until Flash realizes that the only way to end all of this is to kill himself, so he races around the world and smashes into a wall essentially. After the sacrifice of Flash, the team decides that hey, maybe it's time to form a team known as the Justice League. Cue the epic outro music. But that's not all. As the team is celebrating their epic victory, the team notices something descending upon Earth from space. The Justice League launched themselves into space, preparing battle with Starro the Conqueror, and what I can only assume would have been the post-credit scene. We'll never know if George Miller's Justice League would have been a smash hit or a mega letdown like the 2017 Justice League. This was just a summary of the script, so I didn't actually read the whole thing, and who knows what the final end product would have looked like anyway. There are parts of the script that sound cool, such as Superman and Wonder Woman fighting. 2007 was a completely different time for superhero films though, and the movie unfortunately just couldn't keep up with the changing times. From 2007 to 2012, we would see Iron Man make his debut, as well as an Avengers movie taking it to the screen first, ruining what could have been from seeing two superheroes fight each other for the first time, with Wonder Woman and Superman colliding in this film. Marvel just got there first. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more unreleased Justice League videos to be made, including one about Guillermo del Toro's Justice League script, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for future notifications.